Naisha Clark Young. She's amazing. Take one. So I wish that I was recording before because we just had such an incredible conversation. I don't even know where we should start this. You were talking about environment and how the environment that you live in, that you see every day, affects you. Can you tell me more about that?
Sure. I'll start out with something simple as far as perception creates your reality. So what I see is what shapes me and my environment. And if I see beauty, then I want to create beauty and I want to preserve beauty. And if I see the opposite of beauty, but I lack the agency to change it, then I just acquiesce.
Yeah, you give up and say, well, this is the world and I can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
How does that connect, in your view, to art and public art?
So, what we were talking about as far as when we were off camera is that you have different factions or schools of art. You have art for art's sake. I'll put a mustache on a postcard and dare you to tell me that this isn't art, because you cannot define art as Duchamp did. Or I can use art to send a message. I can use art to convey an emotion, or I can use art in the form of a historical aspect, because if you look at any society, antiquated or not, you look at the art and the art is going to tell you about what's going on during that time.
True.
It's going to give a reflection of that present state, from the emotions to culture to governance. You're going to discover that through art. So with art for us, I look at it as a form of agency and a form of stewardship and environmental.
We were talking about STEM.
Mm-hmm.
And how you use the acronym STEAM.
Yes.
Instead, tell me about that.
So there would not be STEM without art.
Tell me more.
You had to have a creative mind to think mold would be penicillin.
It's true. It's true.
You had to have a creative mind to do what we're doing right now. This is a part of technology.
Mm-hmm.
Our computers in our pockets that used to be the size of a room. Flying transportation. I can take it to STEM, but without that creativity, without that art, where would we be? Would we have a wheel without art? The first form of technology. So you can't separate art from STEM, just as you can't separate water from wetness.
I love you making that distinction, specifically because it sounds like you're focusing on like the act of creation and of creativity, and automatically, like, I'm thinking about the world right now and how pervasive AI is, and like, well, what does that mean for creative work, and what does that mean for the world, and how is the world going to change? Like, how is that going to affect the world? And I when you talk this way, it gives me a lot of hope, because like AI, for as amazing of a technology it is, like what it lacks is that moment of human creativity, of human creation, of like, I am a person bringing my experience, bringing my thought, my value, my skills, my relationships, what has been taught to me, and through that I am creating something new. And so like you can look at AI art, for example, and say like, yeah, that's a pretty dope picture. It took it 10 seconds to make that. But what it lacks is that moment of creation, like that big bang of art that I think is so magical.
It's the soul.
It's the soul.
Yeah, art is the soul.
What do you see? I want to get specific with art in Saginaw. Like, what do you see art's role in the culture and the community of Saginaw? Like, how does it make us a better community, embracing not just public art but all forms of art?
Well, I would say that this isn't anything new. Art has always been pervasive. Art has always been an important part of Saginaw. We've always had artists from musical to illustrative, across the board. We have the photography brothers. I can't think of their name. I feel bad right now. But there's always been, art has always been a force to be reckoned with in Saginaw.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we need to start expanding, and there can't be the same 2 or 3 artists, but we have to bring new people, whether they are young or they're senior citizens. But the thing about art is it's really for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always open for interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no glass ceiling. And sometimes I think that we make a glass ceiling.
Yeah. How do we... I love the conversation going this direction because it's linking the art side of Nyesha to also the community activist, the community organizer side of Nyesha. When you said like we need more artists in Saginaw, how do we do that? Like how do we invite more artists? How do we cultivate more artists? How do we kind of create that community, a greater community of artists within the city?
They're already here. Build it and they will come. Build it and they will come.
Yeah.
People just have to know. And then there's the other part. The other part of art is the social cohesion. I was a part of a commission or board at the career complex, Saginaw Career Complex. And what I noticed was, and it was part of the arts, and I noticed 2 different things happen. I noticed that some of the kids already had internships to do graphic design at their uncle's design shop or car lot.
Yeah.
Right? But then some of the kids, they said, oh, I'm going into nursing or I'm going to the service, because they didn't see a pathway. So our job is really to create a pathway, because for some people, you have this talent, but you just grew up hearing, oh, you know, such and such, they can draw really well. But they didn't see that pathway. It's our job to create a pathway. And people like us had to suffer and create our own lane. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So do we pull the ladder up, or do we make opportunities for people to do the same, and they don't have to go through this? I'm a photographer, you're a photographer. I'm going to get a young person to be a photographer out here. We both do videography. I'm not doing it. We're capable of it, but why?
Yeah.
I've done it. It's somebody else's turn.
the creation of opportunities and the reduction of barriers to those opportunities, I think, is so brilliant, because one of the conversations kind of floating in Saginaw is like how, like the future, like how do we continue building a better future for this community, and a lot of times what we miss is, well, the passing of the torch. Like how do you like you have done amazing work, community leader, whoever you are, like for 30, 40, 50 years you have done so much good in this community. But if over the course of those decades you haven't said, hey, 13-year-old, come take pictures at this event, hey, come to this meeting with me, young potential politician, hey, young person, come with me, like when you pass away, all of that work is now gone. Yeah. And now we have to wait for somebody else to, like you said, like create their own opportunity and restart it. But man, if you hit the ground running and you say, young artists, young photographers, come to this event I could have taken photos at, but it's important that you're here, like they carry on the work long after we're gone.
And then that's not the only torch, because, you know, shocker, I'm not the only black artist in Saginaw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's not the only torch.
Yep.
So eliminating those barriers and creating a pathway of agency from all the arts, you know, because we'll have actual artists out here, but we'll have photographers, you know, we'll have videographers, we'll have different aspects of the art. Let's give agency to all the art. Let's not even capstone it or categorize it. Let's open it up.
I love talking to you, because you really stretch my brain, because I say something and you're like, yeah, but Phil, you're still creating lanes. Like you're still creating a structure that says, well, photographers, yes, artists. And you're like, Phil, let's not put that on. Like, what about all the different kinds of creativity, all the different kinds of art? Why can't we have dancers out here dancing? Why can't we have people making quilts in the corner? Like, why can't we have all of these things here? And
yoga, all of them.
Yoga, love it. So what we should do is circle back and explain why exactly we're seated here at the skate park. What is going to be happening here at the skate park right outside of Celebration Park?
So on September 1st, Labor Day, we will be coordinating with the city of Saginaw from a grant called the Healthy Community Zones through MDHHS. And we are going to paint the park, and it's going to be called The Last Splash. The Last Splash because it's the last day that the Splash Park is open. Yeah. Courtesy and shout out to Danita for coming up with that. She always comes up with the...
Oh, you're so smart, Danita.
She is. She's awesome.
She is awesome.
So we are planning on painting the entire skate park, all ages, all bodies, all humans are welcome. A special encouragement and shout out to our youth in Saginaw. This is inspired for them. Yeah. A lot of the youth will be taking lead positions during that day.
Awesome.
As far as the hosting, photography, videography, the artists. So I'm excited. I'm excited because this is something that the whole community can do. There is no skilling required. I'm really excited about how we can create more social cohesion, because Saginaw is a vibe.
Saginaw is a vibe.
It is.
Tell me why. Explain the vibe. Can you explain the vibe?
The vibe is survival. Saginaw used to be a salt mine. We did logging.
Malleable iron.
We had iron. We had all of the foundries. And we have been exploited where companies and industries will come in and exploit our resources. And you would think that it would be enough to kill off a city, but because we are survivors and because we are Saginaw strong, we just keep reinventing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have this opportunity where, from a political and national standpoint, Saginaw is considered a harbinger. We are considered a bellwether. What happens in Saginaw is a reflection of what happens across the nation, because it's like a microcosm of the United States, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if we decided to take that and say, fuck it, let's make it beautiful. Let's be stewards. Let's take care of our environment. Let's take care of each other. Let's get rid of all of the isms. Let's knock all of the glass barriers down and just do this shit. And let's be that example. What would happen? What would happen?
You're getting me fired up. I agree with all of that, and I think what you're saying is really the future of this community, and I love you speaking life into the community in that way, and so we can do this. We can do this. And there's such, when you said we're survivors, I work with communities across the country, and I'll ask them how would you describe your community? And almost every single one of them use the word grit, we're a gritty community. And that might be true. They might be gritty, but I always follow that up with, yeah, but you're not Saginaw gritty. You're not Saginaw. And I think there's a depth to a community and a culture and a personality of that community that can only happen when you've gone through shit.
Yeah.
When you have a history of going through shit, and then you pick yourself up and you try to make things happen, and you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. And you are essentially forging a community through that kind of hardship. And I think that has created that vibe. There's something intangible about Saginaw that makes this place so special for so many people.
Yeah. And the fact that we are one of the few bodies of water that flows upstream instead of downstream, like the Nile River.
That's on brand for Saginaw.
Right.
You know what? We're going to turn this river upside down. We're going to go the opposite way.
So on brand.
For the skate park event, if somebody's listening to this and they want to participate, they want to paint, they want to be involved with some way, do they have to register somewhere? Do they just show up, or how do you want to go about that?
They just need to show up.
Just show up
on Labor Day. Show up, bring paint clothes, and bring splash clothes.
What time?
The time is from 12 to 8.
12 to 8.
So we'll be painting out here all day. 107 will be out here live streaming. We'll also have a DJ. So we're gonna, it's the last splash before this weather hit, baby.
Yeah. This event feels like such a vibe. I love all the different public arts groups in Saginaw. I love this event because I don't want, messy is the wrong word, but it sounds like Saginaw through and through. Let's show up at the skate park. Let's hang out, grab some spray paint cans. Let's make this thing beautiful. Bring your kids, bring your grandma, bring everybody, and let's just make some art and see what happens.
That's the vibe.
That's the vibe. Yeah.
That's the whole vibe.
Yep.
You don't even have to paint.
Right.
Come and bring a blanket.
Yeah. Hang out. Chill.
Yeah.
Love it. Naisha, I love talking to you. I love talking to you. I love the work that you're doing in the community on a personal level. I love every time we have a conversation, you challenge me. I tend to be a very opinionated guy, and then you challenge me, but in a way that makes me feel like we're friends, and that you care about me, and that you just want to nudge me in a different direction. And I walk away thinking differently. And man, people, if you're listening to this and you don't know Nyesha, you got to come to this event. You got to meet her, meet everybody. And I want to thank you for this event, for all the work that you do for us here in the city of Saginaw.
Thank you, Phil. You know I always call you my people.
You're my people.
For real. I don't know what that is. I was trying to give you a pound.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you
Mhm.
so much.
Okay.
Sidewalk talk, Naisha.
All right.
You're cool. You're dope.